unmute the microphone. Now, still working on this level editing. Getting event triggers to work properly. What I want to do is be able to, that's interesting, that doesn't work anymore. Okay, so I should be able to multi-select, but not working right now. That's all good. But yeah, I want to be able to select multiple of these things at the same time, which I can kind of like glitch do. Accidentally, but no. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm not worried about this next after thing. I think it's kind of like split up right now. This is like if stuff is selected, if a single one is selected, to draw the window, and if any information inside the window, that would be like this MIDI window here, if any of this data changes, change the object. Context menu selected. This is if I click on the single one. So I don't have to do that later. Okay, so this is fine. If there is a single one selected. And then what I should do, it does like a draw windows thing somewhere. No? No. I feel like it should. Okay. If it's valid, if any of these events happened, if it was mouse up, do a save. If I'm within the window rect, kill the event. If I'm within the object rect, if I right clicked on it, kill the event and pop up the context menu. And if I wasn't within it and I left clicked, kill the selected. And if the selected is null, do repaint, but also if the selected is null, level event selection, remove. I could just clear it because I know it's only one, but I'm just going to manually remove just that item and then do repaint. Okay. I should just do the, it doesn't matter. This is just the things that I have to do so that it can consume events before. I might have to move this around, I don't know yet. Okay, max timeline seconds, draw the timeline. Okay, iterate over all of them and draw them. What I don't want to do anymore is process events though. I'm just going to turn this off. This is just telling me whether or not I touched it or I dragged it. Time from timeline. Doesn't really do anything. Just going to kill this stuff, honestly. I'm just going to process it manually. Not sure why that's there. Oh, waypoints is right here. Okay. So now I don't have to do this. If I still have an event, process event busy, right? Process event busy is just if I happen to be hovering over any single event and it happens to be a mouse event. If event is not equal null, right? So then I want to do stuff. And then draw it. Although I feel like I should just draw them all after. Event type is trigger. This is something totally different. That I'm going to get rid of actually. Next event after, just kill this stuff. And I could kill that here too. After. Create simultaneous, next after, next simultaneous. Wasn't a terrible idea. So that probably will never be null. And just remove the other create method. And don't have to return that anymore. And then I can get rid of these guys. Here, that's all the same. This is all the same. This is all the same. Alright. Now I can kill this. Okay, so if result is busy or result is touched. They kind of mean the same thing, although I was using busy to say it's being dragged at the moment. So I really just want to know I don't really care about this. I can just draw everything after. Right? Let's find out. I don't need to do remade. Okay, so again, if selection count is 1. So I'm just going to grab all this for drawing. Yes, drawing the timeline and drawing. If I draw the timeline after events, I don't know. I'll do it after. So I'm checking here for touched versus, that doesn't matter anymore. Go here, left click position. If right click did drag, and then here. Okay, this is to draw all the different event objects. So this, all right, let's see. If I right clicked, if I initiated a right click, I want to know if I'm currently right clicking on any of the objects in the current selection. So what is this? If there's only one in the selection, draw the window. Oh, here's where the window drawing happens. And this checks for changes. Okay, so I probably even do that. If event does not equal null. Okay. So I can even do that up there. Event does not equal null. Draw timeline. Enabled. I need to know if the event is null, right? So I have to do this after. I think. Draw the timeline, draw the window for the guy. So I might have to draw the guys first and then draw the window. Or I could draw the window after everything. Here I draw all the guys and then I draw the window. Okay. So if I have an event, check the type, if I'm clicking, if I'm right clicking, else if I'm left clicking. If I'm right clicking, I want to know, am I in the selection? Because where do I do context menu main, right? That's on up. Mouse up somewhere. Yeah, right here. And I'm not dragging a right click because I want the right click to actually drag. But that's if I'm not touching anything in the selection. So I can right click on a single item if there's a single item selected. Man. To do actions on it. I don't want to do that if I have a multi-selected. So let's see. If it is one, I don't need to add anything to this. Do I want to right click on anything that's outside the selection without modifying the selection? I guess not. Okay. And that'll be level event selection 0. That's if I'm true. Okay, if I'm within it. If level event selection 0 rect contains mouse, then do the context menu for that, which I was already doing up here. So I don't have to do that anymore. Right, context menu selected is already here. On mouse down, on right click down, and it even kills the event, so this would never even happen. So I don't even have to worry about this case. Unless I want to remove it from here. And this kills the single selected item. If it wasn't and it was a left click, it kills the single selection. Okay, I'm okay with that. So I can remove this case here. So I know that any other right click is not going to be on the currently selected item. If I'm within, I guess I'll just do a drag, right? A right click drag. If it was a left click, then I will select something if it's not, right? So let's just go ahead and iterate over the selection. No, I can iterate over everything. Level event editor in level event editors. if editor dot rect dot contains mouse position and the selection event selection doesn't contain this object, then clear my selection and add this item and break. So I'm going to go from a multi-select to a single select. So this will end up being the editor that I just clicked on. I left clicked on something that wasn't in my selection. And then within the current selection, left click in selection true. This is I left clicked on the actual selection. I left clicked on some item in the selection. Okay. If I left clicked, if I didn't click on something, if I left clicked, if I left clicked on something else, okay, just click any, click any is true, whoops, click any is true, here as well, clicked any is true. If I didn't click any, if I left clicked and I didn't click on anything, I can kill my entire selection. Right, level event selection, clear. Track my left click position and my left click size. Okay. And this will, I'll only do this if I haven't clicked any yet, actually. I mean, I won't have to do this, but if not clicked any. Oops. Yeah, I'm looking for something else to click. If not clicked any, then default to this. Okay, mouse drag. Yo, SA, David Winsands. Same shit. Editor windows. Level editor windows. All right, so if I'm right clicking and I started off with a right click, move the window by my offset, keep it to true, say that I did drag, there's a reason did drag played a part. Where else does this get referenced? Ah, right. Got it. So from the time I clicked to the time I released, there was no actual dragging. Then I get to show the main context menu. Oh man. They say it's all about the bloom. Okay, so I'm okay with the right click moving there. If I right click and I wasn't right clicking before, and a mouse drag, does anything happen? I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. Okay, if I'm left clicking, if I'm left click dragging, then I just move everything that's in my selection. If I started off, if my left click was in my selection before, then I'm moving everything that's in my selection. Otherwise, if I'm left click dragging, I'm probably creating a selection, which is what this is going to do. Okay, left click size. That's good. Okay, now in mouse up, when I finally release the mouse button, if it was a right click and I wasn't dragging the right click, do the context, the main context menu. Yes. Yeah, okay. Right, that's all the right click can do. Otherwise the event is dead anyway from the other stuff. Nerdcore. If I was left clicking in a mouse up, I don't really care, do I? What does this even mean? I already cleared my selection originally. If my size is not 0, my position becomes 0. So that resets my left click. Oh, but I guess if my size is not 0, oh, okay. So find everything that's within this rect. So here, for each even exists, you the one who showed me that shit even exists. Music? Oh, that. Are we talking about the same thing? I think so. Level event editor. Megaran. Editors and editors in all the editors, and set the size of my or no, anything that's within this rect. Rect, so rect selection rect, which I'm drawing up here, right? As well. I was drawing it somewhere. Here. That's fine. Selection rect. Well, it would be different than a mouse drag event. I don't think those two would happen on the same frame. So I can just get whatever my mouse last was. Left click selection rect. Yep. And then just put that right there. have it left click selection rect contains our anims made in Unity. Not always. I think most people just make them in whatever 3D model, or you know what? I can't really say exactly, but I guess any 3D tool that allows for animations. Unity can import most of them, however successfully. Editor dot. Let me grab the center of the editor window. So that would be center. Or do I care if it contains any of its four corners? I'm going to do center. Okay. Editor dot rect position x rect size x 2. That's also width, isn't it? Editor rect position y. Maybe I said something. Height. Let's get there. So if that contains the center, then the selection will now include. I'm pretty sure my selection would have been cleared by now, but let's see, because I think I manually cleared it on the initiation of the left click. And I guess after everything's done, left click in selection is not false. Left click. So yeah, either way, left click size. And I don't need the selection rect anymore. Could probably kill some of those. Level event selection add this editor. Okay. See if any of that functionality translated over into this window. Any of those ideas. Okay, so nothing's selected. I'm drawing this selection thing. Okay, good. Can I grab this guy? No. Can I click him? Yes. I can declick him also. Immediately, actually, on mouse down. That's fine. Can I right click him? Yes. Can I, what happens if I... Why does add pop up? If I right click here. I guess that makes sense. I'm not too worried about that. Like right clicking a different one. So I have to have it first and then right click it. Kind of weird. Do all the other rules hold up? Seems like it. Can I move it? I cannot. drag it. Okay. So I did kind of not do that, didn't I? Right, exactly. So for anything in the selection, oh, I shouldn't be updating its, right, I have to get its time, first of all. X position equals timeline X from time, edited at time, event time, edited at level event at event time, and then increase the time X position plus equals event delta X, and then translate it back. Editor level event set time and Y from scene position? No, I don't want to do that. I want to, well, I can get the scene position first, update it. Either one of these will work, I think. So I want to update the time instead, right? So time from timeline X, grabbing the, I want to ensure the time doesn't go below 0. Let's get level event, dot, rect. So that's not even rect dot X, right? So this would be the timeline X, I think. And what time is that? And I think that's not actually correct. Pretty sure that's going to end up being wrong. So this is actually X time. Time gets moved by the mouse drag, and then X equals X from the timeline X time, editor effect equals 2. Oh, sorry. Position X position and editor effect position. So let's see if I can drag stuff now. Nope. Not happening. What about these guys? Yeah, that works. That code's somewhere completely different. Okay. So let's see if this happens. Yes? Apparently yes. Okay. So what's the delta? 0. Okay, either way. Good time. .27. Yeah, that makes sense. Plus equals delta, just the same. Oh, so here's another one of 60. Okay. So here's one possibility. Oh, that's the thing. I don't have to set its new X position. I have to actually set its event time. So I don't have to do any of this dumb stuff. Okay. So when I draw it, I'm going to do this from its event time and position it and set its rect to the new position. Okay. So I don't even have to do that. I just have to know what its current event time is. Update that and then set it back. Editor, local event. The event time is now this new time. No? Whoa. It moved. It moved to some 11 point something. Oh, there it is. 10 point something. 1, 2. It's moving at a very rapid. Oh, okay. Because I'm moving time by increments of x. Divided by width of 1 second. That's how much I actually want to move. Okay, it's working. It's just not repainting. Okay. So I'll just do that, right? So do repaint there. Here I'm incrementing the size. So I also want to do repaint there. Or I'm already doing repaint on here, so that's fine. Mouse up. So there I can probably see the effects actually. Okay, so now I'm moving, and it can't get less than 0 for whatever other reason I have created. I don't even remember. Somewhere in here there's like a, if it's less than 0, right? One of these, no, that doesn't do it. I don't know, I have like a protection somewhere. Alright, I'm fine with that. Less than 0. That's the slider. Nothing else is checking. Yeah. Interesting. There's a place that I forgot apparently. Okay, so I can move it, right? Can I actually select more than one thing now? No. Oh, I did. Why does it only work when I start the drag that way? Right, if I do a backwards drag, is it because the size is like negative? I think so. So what I can say is like, if left click selection rect.size dot x is less than 0. Isn't there like a magnitude? No, that doesn't make any sense either. That size dot x is less than 0, or left click selection rect.size. If y is less than 0, then What actually happens if I do an up selection? Nothing, so it has to be a top-down selection. What about a back down? Nope. So this would be y is less than 0. This would be x is less than 0. And this would be x and y is less than 0. So I need to know where my stopping point is. Well, I can always change. Am I? I'm talking this entire time. Am I talking too quietly? I'm a quiet dude. Overall I am though, in general. Yeah. Let's see. Because I can probably just do something else, right? So like, if I'm dragging from the bottom up, yeah, that looks backwards actually. I just keep resetting my mouse position, making sure the size stays the same. No, because then it would just flip it to the other direction. So let's just, yeah, let's just make the 4 corners here. Left click, and I can probably do this regardless. So this is going to be like left click selection P0, left click, no. Oh yeah, I still do need the rect though, so this is actually left click selection rect dot min x min, left click selection rect dot y max. And then I can just use the width and the height properties. Vector 2 p1 equals p0 plus, no, I don't even have to do that. I just need to know the minimum points and its size. Oh, wait a second, y max. I want to use y min because this is on like a backwards. Minimum is at the top. Setup. So taking that and adding on the size as the official rect. Right, so then left click selection rect equals new rect. The position being P0 and the size still being a calculation of that size. I don't know. No, I need a different size because the sizes could be wrong. So I just want the width itself. Or I guess I can just get the absolute value here. the absolute value of the width. Let's do that. Size. This is actually just position. Oops. Position. Size is absolute value width. And absolute value height. And position size. And that is it. So let's see. This one still works. Yes. It's drawing it backwards. It's drawing it correct. Backwards. Backwards. So what is X min in this case? I would imagine that it would be where my mouse is. And Y min would be where my mouse is, but apparently it's not. Or is it? It is. If my selection starts, so now it's only letting me do this positive corner rectangle. Right, so another thing I can do is just so that works. This would probably work. Yeah, but that's kind of dumb. This would probably, no. Was it? If I go up here, no. Okay. So the rect that gets created is drawn correctly and selects things correctly. It's just wonky. So what I can do is say X min and Y min doesn't seem to be correct. Otherwise it would draw it from the position of where my mouse is. Right, so these sizes are negative. So I'm not sure how it calculates this X min and Y min. Easily check that. So here I am. 182, is it going down? It's not, so it's starting off where my mouse started as the minimum. Never ever changing. Because I'm only ever increasing. Okay. So that's just where I started. So this is not helpful. So then I want to know the difference. I can know the difference of if I add the size to my left click position, I'll know where my click where my mouse is now, actually. Sorry. Left click. Position plus left click size. So that's where my mouse is. I don't know if that's helpful. Just confirm that I'm right about that. So decreasing on X, decreasing on Y. Yeah, so that makes a ton of sense. And they're the same. My starting position plus the size is my current mouse position, always. Starting position. Or I should say my last position. No, my starting position plus my size. Or my size. Oh, now it just doesn't log anymore. That's the thing. It stops logging. Because this is untrue. Okay. So now that I know that, if mouse position dot y is greater than 0, then I only need to flip the x, right? Real position let's just say left click position. Real position dot x equals mouse position it's going to go to my mouse position dot x. And real position dot y stays the same. If mouse x or mouse position x is less than 0. No, not mouse position dot x. If size dot, yeah. Left click size dot y. This is really just left click size or whatever. Size dot y. If left click size dot x is less than 0, real position dot y is now mouse position dot y. And I want to invert, right? So if I go down left, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm thinking about this all wrong. I think I'm thinking about this all wrong. Okay. If mouse position dot x is less than real position dot x. Okay. Then left click position dot x equals mouse position dot x. Should I do 3 different ones? Right. So let's say and mouse position dot y is less than real position dot y. Or man. Like I just want to do left click position. Okay. I don't need this real position thing. Then what's going to happen is that means I'm in the upper left corner, so I have to do what I wanted to do before. So then I go to the mouse position and I use the absolute size. Size and left click selection rect equals, let's delete this. Selection rect is new rect, mouse position and size. Alright. Mouse position dot x is less than left click position dot x, and mouse position dot y is greater than or equal to, even though it shouldn't be, left click position y. They're both less, this one's less. Mouse position dot x is greater than or equal to left click position, and mouse position y is greater than or less than left click position y. So if x is greater, if x is in the back, so if I do a drag downward, then I want to use I can always use the same size actually. It equals the x position, but not the mouse's y position. The mouse's y position plus the size. Mouse position dot y plus size y. Make rid of this. Okay. Oh, okay, and here, so, okay, yeah. Position is new vector, whatever, vector 2, 0, I don't care. Here, it's just the mouse position. Up here, position is mouse position. Here, I use the mouse is x, but the original y, which would just be the left click position y, right? Left click position y. And here I do the opposite, where I do left click x. And the mouse y, because the x was on the right, but the y was up. Yes. And then I do the rect based off of that. And that's it. That's hopefully it. Draw on the rectangle, draw on the rectangle, draw on the rectangle. Nice. Alrighty, let's see if I can select it. I did it. Selected it, selected it, selected it, selected it, selected it, selected all of them. Selected all of them. Alright, now, oh yeah. Oh, now if I, oh, there was no repaint. Here, select both, move them together. That's what I wanted to do the whole time. Oh right, I can't click and drag because why? Because I have to start my click and drag. I guess I'm okay with that. Don't really care too much. Select multiple. Now that is pretty cool. I like that a lot. And it did deselect, it just didn't repaint. So I just gotta add a few repaint events in certain scenarios. So let's go here. Where did I clear my selection? Right here. If I didn't click anything, do repaint. Mouse up. I think that's it. I wanted to ask you something, I forgot what it was. Well, you can always message me. So here, do that, click away, do that, click away. And click one other thing, right? Click that, click one, that, one. Nice. So that all happens together. Oh, there's like a guy over here. So actually, if I start the click, that also doesn't repaint immediately. Clicked any is true. If not clicked any, either way on the mouse down event, if I had a selection and cleared it. Okay, so here I can also repaint. Or I guess I can just do if there's a size change, right? Selection size level event selection dot count. And then here, bring this repaint. Oops, here. If selection size is not equal level event selection dot count, then repaint there if the selection size changed on click. So there I get it immediately. And I kind of want to just click and drag, man. If I do that and I do this, I want to be able to drag immediately. How can I do that? I want to know that basically left click single selected something, which is this. And that just goes away on up. So let me see if I have a variable for that here. Current level event list, no. Okay. So level event editor, left click, select, left click, single selected, right there. Then use like my ideas are out there. I don't know if I remember what you're talking about. That should inspire me to make my truth. Is it this one? Yeah, so equals editor, single selected, the Air Jordans in a bag of weed. Left click, single selected. This editor, here I can kill it. Left click, single selected. No, if I'm dragging. Left click in selection can't possibly be correct. So just else if left click select single no, then it will be something like this same thing, but for that one guy, it will do a repaint also. Like that. And that will allow me to click and drag at the same time. Or in the without lifting the mouse. Yes, it does. Okay. Click something else, click this thing, click that thing, click that thing. Multi-select, click and drag this guy instead. Multi-select, dragging two guys around. This is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. Oh, I wanted to highlight them if they're in the selection. So this is going to be kind of weird. When I'm drawing them, I basically have a potential selection. I guess I can just check whether or not they're in that rect. This one, not that one. Left click selection rect. And if they are, whether the selection contains them. Okay, so damn. Okay, so draw, I kind of want a difference between, well, drawing selected is a little bit different, so that's fine. So then draw selected outline equals either they're in my selection or they're in the selection rect. Left click selection rect contains the center point. So again, I'll just go ahead and grab the center. Where did I define that? That's somewhere on the mouse up. Yeah, here we go. So center. And this is just LE. Yeah. And that contains center point. And then they'll draw selected outline. So now I can do this. Yeah. Nice. And that looks good. Very cool. And if I select the single one, I can edit it. Gotta stop moving these things. Now I have to do an undo feature after. That's gonna be fun. Okay, cool. That'll do it. Oh, let me am I still logging this thing? No, I'm not. Just gotta clear it. Thank you, dude. Taking time to hang out. Goes for anybody. Take it easy, guys.